That's it. Okay, all right. Okay, so sitting out here on the with our legs outstretched, rocking from side to side. So push the left seat bone down, right seat bone, left seat bone, right seat bone, left, right. And then make that movement smaller and smaller so you feel those seat bones in the floor. So you just shimmy them into the ground. So sitting here, pushing those toes, pull those toes up towards your nose and then point those toes away. And then pull those toes up and tighten the thighs and push those knees down into the floor. And then push those toes away. Take the toes to the right and then take the toes to the left. Take the toes right and then do a circle with those feet and then a circle with those feet the other way. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, pull them back and then put your fists on the floor behind. Pull those elbows together. Have your palms pointing towards each other even though you're in fists. And then push off your arms and straighten those elbows. And push that chest forward. Take your chin all the way up to the sky. Stretch through the front of your body. And then release the chin, pull it into the chest, but keep those arms pushing into the floor. So really pushing those fingers into the floor, push the shoulders after the fingers and push the top of the head away from those fingers. Putting that chin down into the chest. Roll the head over a bit to the right. So you look past that right leg. And pull that left ear away from the left shoulder. And then roll that head over towards the left. And push that left ear away from, right ear away from the right shoulder. And then bring the head back to the middle, pushing off those fingers. Bring those eyes up to horizontal, hands on your legs. And then slide your hands down towards your feet, bend your knees a bit and pull your tummy onto your thighs. Pulling that tummy forwards onto those thighs. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, and sit yourself up tall. And then put those fists on the floor and push that chest up and stretch through that front of that body, stretching that back. And then bringing yourself up tall, bring those arms up horizontal. And then we're going to reach forward over those feet. So we keep the tummy strong, keeping that body tall. And then we're going to sit up and we're just going to slowly roll down to the floor. So push that lower back into the floor, push that middle back into the floor, and push that upper back down and take those arms all the way over the head. Reaching those fingers past the head, stretching, let the back lift up, stretch through the front of the body, reaching, always makes me yawn doing that, getting more air into your lungs. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky and bring them all the way down to your side. Slide your fingers down past your bottom and pull those shoulders down. Breathing in, and on the out breath, let's push those elbows and upper arms into the floor and really stretch that back, taking that breastbone up, lifting that back up off the floor, but keeping your head down on the ground. Keeping that head down, lifting that back up. And then flattening that back into the floor, bring that left knee in, bring that right knee in and hug those knees into the chest, lifting that tailbone up and release. Hug those knees into the chest, lifting the tailbone up and release. Hug those knees into the chest, bring that nose up to the knees and then release. And then let that left leg go down to the floor, right leg go down, straighten those legs away. Roll those shoulders up to the ears into the floor, slide them down. And then push off those elbows and lift that breastbone up to the sky. Breathing in. Big breath in, big breath out. Push that off those elbows. So the back of my head's lifted up off the floor, resting on the back of the top of my head. Pushing my toes away, lifting that breastbone up, and then releasing that back down to the floor. Breathing in, take those hands all the way up into the sky. Breathing out, chin into the chest and roll yourself all the way up to sitting. And reaching right forwards again. And then sitting up nice and tall. Grab your roller and let's bring it under your legs. Bring it in under your legs. So bring yourself forward and get your bottom so you sit on the roller. Okay, so we're going to roll our bottom. So I'm going to lean on my left side and roll my left buttock on that roller. So I've got the weight of my body rolling through the flesh of my bum on the roller. So I'm just going to move my body around a bit so that and the idea is that we move on those pressure points and we massage the muscle and get rid of any knots. And then we're going to lean over onto the right side. So moving through that, rolling around through that right side. So make sure you move and make sure you go into those areas of tension. And then we're going to get the roller so that we get it down just below our butt. And we're going to roll. We're going to have to move your hands, roll back, so that you take the roller all the way down to the back of the knees, all the way back into the bum. All the way down. So you can either swing your bum through, like that, or you can walk your hands up the mat, walk your hands back. So we're on the back of the legs, Mum. The roller should be going down to the back of your knees, all the way into your bottom, so you're still on your bum. So if you want to make it harder, you can lift one leg up and cross it over the other leg, and you can turn the toes outwards. So you can turn the toes out. So if you're doing single leg, you turn the toe in towards your middle. If you're doing both legs, turn both toes in, both toes up to the sky, and then both toes out. And then rest your bottom on the floor. We're going on the right elbow, put the right elbow on the floor, lift your bum up, and we're going to roll along the back side of our leg. And then we roll on the side of our leg. So if this is painful, put your left foot on the floor and past your leg. Use your left hand so you lift your body up a little bit. It will be painful if you haven't done it for a while. And then we roll all the way over. This should be good, Sarah, because this will loosen up those muscles all the way over onto the front of your leg, and then put both legs on the roller and turn your toes away from each other. Resting on the elbows, moving yourself up and down, going all the way down to the top of the knee, all the way into your pubic bone. Then we're going to go on that left leg. So put the toes of the right foot on the floor and then roll over onto that left leg only. And you can move the roller with your hand, moving up, moving down. So imagine you're rolling pastry, trying to be nice and even, going from the knee all the way up to the bum, using that other leg and other hand to take some body weight away. And then you go all the way over, and you can pop your bum on the floor, pop your hands on the floor in order to help yourself get all the way around. So do all the way around on both legs. Okay, when you've done that, well done. Put the roller down by your calves. And we're going to put the body weight on those hands, and we're going to roll those calves. So from the knee down to the Achilles. So you can bump your bum on the floor, hold yourself with your arms, all the way down, all the way up. Turn those toes out. And then turn those toes in. Good, so it's the same as a massage. And then drop yourself down on the ground. Okay, get your feet down to the end of the mat. Keep the roller under your knees. We're going to roll down to flat. Have those fingertips on the roller. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, pull them down. Breathing in, and on the out breath, flatten the back into the floor. Bring the balls of the feet off the ground. push through the heels and lift yourself all the way up onto the shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. Lower that back one vertebra at a time down to the ground. Arch that back at the bottom. Breathing in. And on the out breath, clench the bum, push the pubic bone up into the sky. Drive that pelvis up, resting on the shoulders. Breathing in. On the out breath, roll that back all the way down. So we're just loosening up the vertebra in the spine, getting the bum to fire up. Breathing in. On the out breath, push through those heels. Lift that bum all the way up off the ground and then bring the roller in towards that lower back. Rest the pelvis on it, not your lower back. So we've got the roller under our hip area here. Draw the tummy in and pull your waistband down to the floor, making sure your shoulders stay on the ground so you engage that tummy. Holding yourself here, breathing in, and on the out breath, drop the right knee down to the ground and bring it back up. Drop that right knee down and push that right pelvis into the roller. Release and bring that right knee back up. Drop that right knee out to the side. Drive that pelvis on the right into the roller so the left side's loose on the roller. Release the pelvis, bring that knee back up. Drop the right knee out. Drive that hip in. Release that hip, bring that knee back up. Drop the right knee out to the side. Drive that pelvis into the roller. Release and bring it back up. Drop that right knee out to the side. Drive that right hip into the roller. Release and bring that right knee back up. Breathing in on the out breath, drop that left knee out to the side. Bring it back up. Drop that left knee out. Drive that left hip into the roller. So we're pushing on that left side. Release, bring it back up. Drop the left knee out. Drive it into the hip into the roller. Release, bring it back up. So we're loosening up that sacroiliac joint. Drop that left knee out. Drive that left hip into the roller. Release and bring it back up. So we're loosening the sacroiliac joint, which is what your chiropractors and osteopaths do when they do that Heimlich maneuver on you, or that twist. Okay, resting yourself centrally here. Put your fingers on the roller, bring that left foot up off the floor so the knee comes above the hip, and bring that right leg up off the floor so the knees are above the hip. Hold the roller so it doesn't skew off sideways away from you. And then just take those feet over your head and let gravity pull them down and feel that stretch in that lower back. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can flex those feet and you can point those toes and you can push those knees up into the sky and flex those feet and point those toes and flex those feet. So we're trying to get the feet past our head. Point those toes, flex those feet, let those knees bend, and then bring the feet over the bum. And we're going to take the left foot back down to the ground. Let that left foot go all the way back down. Hold it there. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Get your neutral spine to draw in that core. And then release that right foot all the way over to the ground. Breathing in. And on the out breath, push the heels into the ground. Lift that bum up off the roller and slide it out of the way. Lower your back all the way down to the ground. Breathing in. Arch the back at the bottom. Breathing out, flatten the back into the floor. And lift and peel your bum all the way up off the ground. Hold yourself here and bring those arms all the way up to the sky and over your head. Breathing in. And on the out breath, lower that back all the way down to the ground. All the way down. And bring those fingers back over by your side. Breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the back, lift up, pushing through that tailbone. Bring those arms all the way over the head onto the floor. Breathing in. And on the out breath, lower all the way back down to the ground. Bring those arms back over by the side. Breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, flatten the back, Drive that pubic bone all the way up into the sky. Breathing in. On the out breath, bring the arms all the way over the head. Breathing in at the top. Lower as we breathe out. I was going to do something else then, but changed my mind. Bring those hands back over. Hold those hands by the side this time. Breathing in. On the out breath, push through the pubic bone, push through the heels, lift that pubic bone up to the sky. So just check that you're resting on your shoulders. Push those fingers towards those heels. Make sure those knees are under those, feet are under the knees. Make sure the feet are parallel. Push through that right heel and just lift the left heel up so it's softer off the floor and release both feet. Push through the left heel and lift the right heel up. Make sure that foot's soft and release so both feet are flat. Push through that right heel, lift that left heel up. Lift that left foot just off the floor there. Put the left foot back down. Push through the left heel, lift the right heel up. Make that right foot just come off the ground. Put it down, lower the back down to the floor. Good, breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the back, clench through the bum. Push through the heels, make sure the balls of the feet are soft, lifting up into that bridge. Push through that left heel, lift that right heel up off the ground. Just lift that right foot off the ground, so bring the toes up to the sky. Pop that foot back down on the ground. Lift that right heel off the ground. Lift that right ball of the foot up. Put it back down. Pushing through that left heel. Now make sure that you push the hip across towards the right hand side so that as you lift, you don't twist your body. Lift that right heel up, pushing the hip towards the right. Now lift the right toes up, pushing the hip right, so the weight comes onto that right shoulder. Rest the foot back down and lower the body back down to the floor. So we have to put the body in the stable position. So breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the back, clench the bum, drive that pelvis up to the sky. Push through that right heel. Lift that left heel up and push the hips towards the left. So we feel more weight on that left arm. Release that left foot. Push through the right heel, keep those hips to the left. Lift the right heel up, lift the right foot up. If you swing the hips to the right, you'll see that your hip drops and your hip twists. Put that left foot on the floor. Straighten yourself up again. Push that right heel into the ground. Push the hip to the left and lift that left foot completely off the floor. Put that left foot on the floor and lower the back down to the ground. Breathing in, bring that right knee into the chest, bring the left knee in, lift the tailbone up, stretch that lower back and release. Pop those toes on the floor, lengthen those toes away, take those arms all the way over the head, reaching and stretching. Breathing in and on the out breath, bring those hands all the way up to the sky. Slide the fingers under the bum and push off the elbows and lift your body up so you come onto the top of your head. Breathing in, fill those lungs up with air. Stretch those ribs, breathing out, push those elbows into the floor and slide your shoulders under your body. And then release your back all the way down to the ground. Bring that right knee in. Bring that left knee in. Hug those knees to the nose to the knees. And then release the upper back, the upper body down onto the floor. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, and take your arms out like a scarecrow. Take your arms out like a scarecrow. And then lift those feet away from the bum a little bit so your knee comes to 90 degrees. Push the tailbone into the ground. Make sure the bottom ribs are connected to the floor, middle ribs and top ribs. And then drop those knees over to the left and turn the eyes to the right. So we stretch through that back and engage that core. Pushing those hands away from each other, breathing in. And on the out breath, bring those knees all the way up to the sky. Bring them all the way over and all the way down to the floor on the other side, turning those eyes to the left. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift those knees all the way up. Take them all the way to the other side, keeping that body rotating around the spine. Drop the knees over and push those fingers away. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring those knees all the way up to the sky. Bring those legs all the way over to the right hand side, pushing those fingers away from each other. Reaching and stretching. And then bring those knees all the way up to the sky. And drop them all the way over to the left. One more each side. Pushing those hands away. Drawing in the core, lifting those knees up from your belly, bringing them all the way over to the right. Turning the eyes to the left. And then bring them all the way back to the center. Bring those arms down to the side. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back, lengthening the head. So let's just give that neck a bit of a loosen. So we're going to turn the head around to the right, pushing the right ear to the floor, right nose to the floor, but slide the head back as you turn it so you keep your spine in column. Push that nose towards the ground, really pushing that side of the head into the floor. And then release, breathing in, breathe out, and let that release. Bring those eyes up to the sky and turn the head all the way around to the left, sliding it back so you keep the spine in column. Push that nose to the floor on the left. Pushing that nose in towards the floor, pushing the side of the head into the floor. And then release and let it stretch further. Bring those eyes back up to the sky. Bring that right foot up off the floor and the left foot up off the floor. Holding your knees above your hips. Shoulders back and down, spine in neutral. Breathing in on the out breath. Tap those right toes down onto the floor, rotating the thigh. Yep, and then lift it back up. So make sure you move the thigh. Take that left foot down towards the floor. And then bring it back up. Yeah, put your arms on the ground. Take that right foot all the way down to the floor. And bring it back up. So make sure that you're keeping your knee. So Mum and Sarah, keep your knee at 90 degrees. Don't let it bend. So take that left foot down to the floor by moving your thigh as opposed to bending your knee to get it there, and bring it back up. Take that right foot down to the floor and bring it back up, keeping the head on the ground, shoulders back and down. Take that left foot down to the floor and bring it back up. Keeping those shoulders back and down, take the right foot down to the floor, resting it lightly on the ground, slide that foot away to straight. And then draw that foot all the way back in and lift that leg back up. Take that left leg down to the floor, slide that leg away, draw that foot back in and bring that leg back up. Take that right leg all the way down to the floor. Slide that leg away. Bring that leg all the way back in and lift it back up. Take that left leg all the way down to the floor. Slide that left leg away. Bring that left leg back in and lift it back up. Two more. Right leg down to the floor. Slide that away to straight, keeping those shoulders back and down. Draw that leg back in, bring it back up. Good, other leg down to the floor. All the way out straight, keeping that lower back engaged. Bring that leg back in, lift it back up. Last one on each leg. Right leg down to the floor. Slide it away. Draw it back in, bring it back up. Left leg all the way down to the floor. Slide it away. Draw it back in, bring it back up. So no movement of the spine. So both legs, toes down to the floor. Get the heels on the floor. Slide those legs away, taking the arms up to the sky all the way over the head. Reach those arms away, breathing in. Bring those legs all the way back to your bottom. Bring those arms to the sky. Bring those legs back up and put the arms by the side, keeping neutral spine. Don't flatten that lower back. Take those legs all the way down to the floor. Take those arms all the way over to the head. Lengthen those legs away. And then draw those legs in and bring those arms all the way up to the sky and bring them all the way back down by the side as we lift the legs back up. Breathing in on the out breath, take those legs down to the floor, take those arms all the way over the head. Reach those hands away, lengthening those legs. Drawing those legs back in and bringing those arms back up and over. So if you want to challenge this more, you keep the legs just a bit off the floor. Take those legs down to the ground. Bring those arms all the way over the head. Lengthen those legs away. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Bring those legs all the way back in. Lift them back up. Hold yourself here and lift that upper body up. And reach your arms past your legs. So this is in the 100 position. Arms, upper body's up. Heads up off the ground, eyes are looking at the sky. Extend that right leg up in the air straight. At 45-degree angle, Mum, 45-degree angle, and bend it back in. So we're going to push the foot away, left leg away, and straighten it. We keep the foot up off the floor about 1 meter. And bring it back in. Right leg goes away, up in the air. And bring it back in. Left leg goes away. So I want the leg straight, but don't send it too low or it'll be too challenging. Bring it back in. Right leg away. And bring it back in. Left leg away. Bring it back in. Hold the legs here. Bring those arms all the way over the head. Head down to the floor. Reaching those fingers away. Breathing in on the out breath. Bring those hands all the way up to the sky, chin into the chest, hold yourself up and extend both legs out away from you. Bring both legs back, bring those arms up to the sky, bring that body all the way down to the ground. Breathing in on the out breath, arms to the sky, putting the shoulders back and down, lift that body back up, extend those legs out straight, keeping the feet high off the floor. Bring those legs back in. Take that upper body down to the ground, arms over the head. Breathing in. On the out breath, arms all the way up to the sky, chin all the way up, upper back up. Push those legs out to straight. Holding here. Bending. Releasing the upper body. Breathing in. On the out breath, upper body up and over. Take that right leg out straight. Pump those arms up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right leg in. Turn the hands over so palms are up. Put the left leg out straight. Pump up with the hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that leg back in. Arms all the way up over the head. Head back on the ground. Breathing in. Breathing out, reach those arms away so we stretch the shoulders and then pull those shoulders and bring them back down to the waist. Bring those arms all the way back, up over the head, lift up that upper body. Straighten the left leg out, straighten the right leg. Keep your feet a bit higher off the floor, Sarah. Pump those arms down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees back in. Bring those arms up to the sky, rest that head down. Take the right leg to the floor, take the left leg to the floor. Lengthen those legs away. So we've built up so that you do 10 reps of those blocks of 5, which is 100, but you've got to get your neck and head stronger. Bring those fingers up to the sky, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Release those hands on the floor beside you. Put those fists behind, lift that upper body up. Release those hands onto your legs. So we'll do the glute stretch in a different way. So Sarah, use your good knee, cross your leg over, cross the leg over, one leg over the other. Release that knee. Pull that foot as close to the bum as you can. So we're using it as a lever. Take hold of this knee and pull it up towards that opposite shoulder. So I'm pulling my right knee to my left shoulder, pushing my right buttock in the floor, and I'm going to turn around over that right buttock. So I stretch that glute. So I want you to hold the thigh, and you're pulling the thigh. Breathing in, breathing out, and release. So the trick with this, to start with, the knees down, and the foot comes as close to the bum as possible. Yeah, so Sarah, if you drop that knee down, let it hang, let it flop. Can it flop further? Is that flopped? Okay, pull the foot, so push the foot as close to the bum as you can. Yeah, keeping the knee down, keep the knee down. And then you pull the knee up. If you have the knee up when you move the foot, you have no flexibility to move the leg. Okay, release that leg. Cross the other leg over. Just leaving it long, like, hang on, leave it long like that. And then take the foot and pull the foot up while the knee stays down. So the foot comes round, and then you pull the thigh up and you turn around towards the other side, pushing the butt into the floor. Okay, lift. So if you lift that chest up and push that butt down, you'll get more stretch in that glute. So it should be a nicer way of stretching your glutes, not twisting your knee. You've still got to get the leg across the body, which is the whole issue. Okay, release that leg. Let those legs go down. Okay, swing your legs around. We're going to lie on our tummy. Lie on our tummy on the floor. So just get yourself nice and so if you want, Sarah, maybe turning the other way around so you've got the screen closer to you. And Mum, make sure that put your head the other end, Mum, then you can see the screen easier. Okay, so resting on the mat. So we'll have those elbows down by our side, fingertips level with our eyes, but the forearms are parallel to the long side of the mat. So get yourself straight, so you can put your toes on the floor and just lift your bum up so you get yourself level. Then turn the toes over so the 10 toes are down, toenails are down. Breathing in on the out breath, clench the bum and push the pubic bone into the floor. Draw in the tummy and lift the core and the belly off the ground. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. And then just hold that body in that position. That's neutral spine. Breathing in. On the out breath, you're going to push off those elbows and lift that upper body up. Keep the eyes to the floor, keeping the belly off the ground, pubic bone in the ground. And then lower back down. So we should visualize that you're bending your upper back inside out against the way you normally lean forward. So breathing in. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor, draw in the core, resting on those bottom ribs, roll the shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Breathing in, and on the out breath, push through those forearms and lift that breastbone away from the floor, curling that upper back. So trying to pull the chin in towards the neck, so the back of the head goes to the sky, the shoulders are pulling back and down, a big stretch through that upper back. And then release. Breathing in. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the ground, draw in the core, lift the belly up, rest on the bottom rib. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, and then push off those forearms and lift that upper body up. Breathing in. Breathing out. See if you can get more curl in that upper chest, Sarah. So pull the back of your head to the sky. So you're pulling the back of the neck up, back of the head up, so you're curling through that breastbone, pushing your boobs forwards, clench through that bum, and then lower that body down to the ground. Breathing in.
On the out breath, one more of them. Clench the bum, draw in the core. Push off those forearms, roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, and really try to push that chest forward on the mat, pushing your boobs forward, pushing the breastbone up, clenching, pulling those shoulder blades together, opening more if you can, Sandra. Breathing in, and then breathe out and release. So forehead on the ground, breathing in, clench the bum, lengthen the body, bring those hands and forearms up off the floor, keeping the elbows on the ground, and release. Breathing in, on the out breath, hand and forearm up, and then release. Breathing in, on the out breath, hand and forearm up. Now lift that whole arm up off the ground, trying to keep the hands above the elbow. So try to rotate. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor, draw in the tummy, and rest on the bottom ribs. Tighten the thighs and point those toes so those legs are off the ground. Pulse those arms up into the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Pulse them again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor. Draw in the core, lift the belly off the ground and rest off those bottom ribs. Lift those hands and forearms up and lower. Lift the hands and forearms up and lower. Lift those hands and forearms up. Lift those whole arms up into the air. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them up high. So trying to get those hands higher than the elbows if you can. So Sarah and Mom, try and rotate those arms so you're lifting the hands higher, and then pass them up again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Now lift that upper body up and open that chest, keeping the eyes to the floor, pushing the toes away from the top of the head. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release everything back down to the ground. So leaving those at the upper body for a second, clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor, draw in the tummy, lifting that right leg up into the sky and down. Lift that right leg up into the sky, clenching with the bum, and release. Don't let the tummy push into the floor, clench the bum and lift, keeping the pubic bone from moving, and down. Clench the bum and lift, and down. Okay, one more. Clench the bum and lift, and down. Okay, other leg, left leg. Clench the bum, roll those shoulders back and down, and lift. And release. Keep those the pelvis in the same position. So pubic bones engaged into the floor. Clench that bum and lift. Belly's lifted, resting on those bottom ribs. And lower. 2 more. Clench and lift. And lower. Clench and lift so your belly doesn't move to the floor as you lift. And lower. Lift that right leg up off the floor. Lift that left leg up off the floor. So we've got both legs up. So there's a big burn in the pubic bone pushing into the ground. Lower both legs down. Clench and lift both legs up. Ease and lower both legs down. Clench and lift both legs up. Holding them up, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, draw that tummy in and lift it off the floor. Pulse those legs up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Breathing in. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, pull the hand and forearm up, lift that whole arm up. Breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, lift those legs off the ground. Breathing in, keep the forehead on the ground. Breathing out, pass the legs and arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. So make sure your belly's off the floor. So this is how we get to stand up straight and walk. Breathing in, Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the ground, draw the belly off the floor. Breathing out, lift the hand and forearm, lift those legs. Clenching from the bum, lift those arms up off the ground. Pulse the arms and legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Roll over onto your left-hand side. Roll over onto your left. Keep that left leg straight. Take those arms straight away out on the floor and bring that right leg all the way over and tuck it in under that left leg. Just rest the head on that left shoulder, breathing in. And on the out breath, take that right arm all the way up into the sky, lengthening the body. You might have to pivot it a little bit. Lower that right arm on the floor behind. Trying not to let that right knee lift up off the ground. Trying to keep yourself nice and long and straight, trying to turn that head over so that the right ear comes to the ground. And then bring that hand all the way back to the other arm. And then breathing in on the out breath, open. On the in breath, close. On the out breath, open. Reaching those fingers away. On the in breath, close. On the out breath, open. Pushing that shoulder to the floor, pushing those eyes across. And then close. And then holding those hands one on top of the other, bring those right fingers on the floor all the way up to the sky above your, wrong description, slide your fingers on the floor all the way up so they stay on the floor and they go all the way above your head. Open your chest, leaning back, they go over, all the way around, down, over your leg, and all the way back together. Bring those fingers all the way up above your head on the floor, all the way past your head, behind your head, down behind your waist, over your legs, and all the way back up. And take them the other way, down towards your knees on the floor, over your legs, on the floor behind your knees, all the way around, touching the ground, all the way above the head and back together. Take those hands all the way down on the floor, over the legs, over the body, onto the floor, all the way around, and then back on top of each other. And then take that hand all the way up into the sky, all the way over, and stretch across the body one more time. And then bring those hands back together. And then roll over onto the other side. Roll over onto your other side. Okay, so right leg is straight. I'm going to swing around so I can see you. Right leg is straight. Both hands are away from you. Left leg is over and under that right leg. Head rests on that right shoulder. Breathing in. On the out breath, left arm up into the sky, all the way up, all the way over to the floor. Getting that left hand to the ground, reaching and stretching. And then bring that hand all the way back together. Breathing in. On the out breath, bring that left arm all the way up, all the way over, turning that left nose to the floor, turning the left ear to the floor. Really pushing those hands away from each other. Push the shoulder down. Push the shoulder away from the hip. Follow the hip with after the knee. Follow the shoulder after the hand. Bring that hand all the way back over on top of the other one. Breathing in. On the out breath, open. Turning those shoulders. And then on the in breath, close. So we pivot onto our right shoulder. Left shoulder's in the sky. On the out breath, open, left shoulder comes to the floor. Breathing in and close. Keep the hands on top of each other. Slide the left hand onto the floor. Make it track the floor all the way around over the head, all the way around behind you, all the way down over your body onto the floor in front. So there'll be areas that your shoulder's a bit grumpy about. all the way on the floor, all the way around again. So you've got to just work with that shoulder, all the way over on the floor, all the way over the leg and back. One more going that way on the floor, all the way up, all the way around, all the way over and back together. Now the other way, slide that hand down towards the leg, over the leg, onto the floor, behind, all the way around, over the top of the head and back together. And one more that way. Down on the floor, over the leg, and let the body open, let it lean back. Bring that arm all the way around and rest the hands on top of each other. Then we do one of the original exercise. So breathing in, on the out breath, hand to the sky, straight up, straight over, and reach and stretch. Push that left ear to the floor, left nose to the floor, lengthen the head from the toes. And then bring those hands all the way back together. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that, those arms. Rest the right arm under the head, and then unattach your knees from each other. Stack your knees one on top of the other. So pubic bone, tummy button, breastbone in a horizontal line. Put that top hand on the top hip and make sure it stays above the bottom hip. Bring that left knee up into the sky and release. Bring that left knee up into the sky and release. Bring it up and release. Lift it up and release. Lift that left knee up, release. 3 more. And down. So no moving anywhere other than the leg. Good. 1 more. Hold it in the sky. Hold it here. Okay, sliding it back, up and back for 8, 7. Get your feet closer together. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Yeah, 1, feet together, and then drop the knee down and lift. Drop it down and lift. Down and lift. Good. 5 more and up. 4 more. Clench with that bum. Put your hand on your bum, feel it working. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Hold it in the sky. Hold it up. Take that whole leg up and back for 8. Feet together. 7. 6. Keep the knee higher, Sarah. 5. Sliding the leg backwards and together. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together, all the way down, all the way up. Keep going. So I'm just going to do it tail onto you so you can do, see? So all the way up and down. So 6 more and lower. 5 and lower. 4, lower. 3, lower. 2, lower. Hold it up at 1. Holding it here. Slide the leg up and back. So I put my fingertips on the floor. Go backwards. Feet together. Back. Feet together. My feet and knees are parallel to each other. Back. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. So what I don't want to see is the foot go up and the knee go down as you go back. So you're here and you do that. Or that you're just going up and down here. Okay, release those legs and turn over onto the other side. So you can turn around if you want to face me, or you can turn your back, it doesn't matter. Okay, so knees on top of each other, put the fists on the floor or the hands on the floor. Bring that right knee up and down. 2 and down. 3, down. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it up at 8. So the whole leg goes backwards. 8, 7, 6, keep going, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, feet together, all the way down and lift, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the torso still, 2, hold it up at 1, hold it here, knee goes back, back, 7, 6, good, keep the thigh up, 5, 4, keep the thigh shining at the ceiling, 3, 2, 1, feet together. So you can visualize in that one, you have a torch off your knee and it's shining in the same spot on the ceiling. Up for 8 and down. 7, this one, the torch is doing an arc. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up at 1. Take that whole leg up and back. 8, so we're doing a line on the ceiling. 7 with the torch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, feet together and all the way down. Rub your bum. Okay, rolling yourself all the way up to sitting. So we need to instill that action in walking, because that action doesn't just happen. Walking, riding, biking. So sitting up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, put the fists on the floor, lift that chest up off the ground. Pull through those heels and lift yourself up. Breathing in. On the out breath, release those hands off the floor. Bring those arms up in front of you. Breathing in, glide yourself forward, bending at the hip. Lean yourself backwards. Tighten the thighs, push the toes to the sky. Sit yourself up and go forwards. Good, chest up. And then lean back, chests up, chests up. Don't go too far back, just go back as far as is comfortable. Lift that chest up, feel this core engaging. Come back to vertical. Leaning forwards. Sitting back up, back straight, and then lean back. So remember when we used the stick, when we had the stick behind the head, get those shoulders back. In fact, bend your elbows and bring your hands to where I've got. And bring your, as if you've got an imaginary stick, elbows forward, hands back. Sit yourself up to vertical. Push those hands up into the sky. Imagine you've got a stick. Bring those hands back down as if you've got a stick. Chest is back, chest is forward rather. Lean yourself back. Fingers are back, elbows are forward. Lift yourself back up. Pop those hands on the thighs, put the left leg up, left hand on the right knee, right behind, lift and turn. Breathing in, breathing out. Roll around to the other side, right hand on the left knee, lift and turn the other way. And then back down to the front. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Hold under the thighs and pull that chest up, pull forward onto your front bottom. Take your hands away, bring those hands all the way up to the sky. Push those knees down into the floor if you can. Breathing in. On the out breath, release those arms. Dust the floor with those fingers, bring them all the way up to the sky. Lift that chest up, big breath in. Big breath out, release those arms out wide. Dust the floor, rest your fingers on your legs and roll your shoulders. Good, well done. Okay,